Welcome to episode 13 of
Small Potatoes,
where we discuss
the inconsequential
tidbits
of life.
Remember,
It's all fun and games
until someone cares.
we don't.
So it's all fun and games.
We're rolling.
So here's the chain of events.
Hello?
We all get together.
That's not our intro.
Yeah,
Sing the theme song. Sing the theme song.
And yes, she's annoying. Give it to me. What's it called?
What's the name of the show?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. You know why?
Why?
Just
Tell
the
me.
two of us.
It is just the two of us.
Just me and my pal.
Honestly, like I was about to say that it means more work for the two of us, but let's be honest. We were always doing all the work anyways.
Well, it's not even that. It's like the time that we had to spend helping that other guy away from our computers,
Yep.
away from the things we had to do, our tasks. We had to guide him through all of his shit. And honestly, I have more time now doing my work and his work, or half of his work. You're doing the other half.
Exactly. And that's why things are coming out on time now, if you guys didn't notice. Also, for any of you who listened to last week's episode and thought we were bluffing, guess who's not here?
Well, we're not going to say his name,
Yeah.
but he's not here.
Yeah. Every time we say his name, we actually have to pay him for copyright reasons, but
So this is episode, 12, 13? 13.
this is episode 13.
Ooh, the lucky 13th episode.
Ooh, that's what they say. They say the lucky 13th episode. I'm pretty sure that's what they've said before.
Yeah, it's the Halloween special.
This is actually coming out. If we have our dates correctly, this should be coming out on Halloween or a couple days within that time.
We fired the guy who usually keeps the nerd
Yeah.
with the calculator,
Yeah.
who can calculate those things.
Yep.
But we're better off without.
Can I just tell you what an actual detail about him?
Please.
That's so nerdy. That is so funny. He, for years, carried around a deck of cards in his backpack just in case. Just in case a spontaneous game would arise.
Just a 52
Yeah,
bicycle
just
deck?
52 cards.
What did he think? What kind of game was going to come about?
I know, right? He doesn't talk to anybody.
What a dork.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is Small Potatoes, and we, you know what we do. We talk about the small potatoes, the little things. So, do you want to start? Or do you want me to start?
I can start.
Cool.
Oh my god. My phone. When you're ready, here's a small potato. When you need to use your phone, when there's a specific moment where it's like, time is of the essence, I need to pull up maps, I'm already in the car, I'm already started driving, I need to get the map details right now,
Right.
and your phone just craps out on you.
See, this is what I was talking about last week. My fear when I'm at the airport and my ticket doesn't pop up because I'm fumbling with the phone.
Yes, but this is...
We don't have to get back into it. It's the same thing. That's what I'm
guess.
worried about.
I guess. But this is mostly just because
Okay,
now I'm trying to
is-
look at my notes that I wrote down and I can't see them.
Right. What does your phone say that we can talk about on the pod?
Okay, this is one that happened to me today a couple of times, and it happens just all the time with different people. It's only specific people I feel like that do this, but when you ask a question to someone about a certain subject, it could be anything. You can ask someone something about rocks. You can ask them something about a homework assignment that you're dealing with or working on, or maybe even like directions to go somewhere. And as soon as you've asked that question to someone, they think you know absolutely nothing about that subject that you're talking about.
So like mansplaining is what you're...
Almost. Yeah, it's almost kind of this whole like general mansplaining where like you go, hey, where's Target? Like, how do I get there? And then they go, oh, you don't know this entire region where we live.
First, you're going to pull out of the driveway.
Yeah.
It's like, I know.
I need to teach you about the entire... So generally, the speed limits here, they fluctuate. So just make sure when you're driving...
Yeah.
It's like, no. I didn't ask that. I asked, where's Target?
Mm-hmm.
Not how do I drive a car?
Yeah. You're going to take Main Street to the 5 freeway. It's like, no, I know. We're on Main Street. That's the exit we take to get on and off the freeway. I know Main Street. Where do I get off from? Like, I know the freeway. You know, like, I know most of the way. You know that I know most of the way. Just what's the crossroads?
It's just and so it just couldn't be more annoying when somebody thinks that your question means you don't know anything, and you're like, actually,
It's like, no, I'm just missing like one vital detail that I need you to fill me in on, and I'm good the rest of the way.
And then I'm the bitch because I'm the one who has to
seem dumb,
and then be like, well, no, actually, I knew, and I had to like explain myself to that person and be like, no, actually, I am cool. Actually, I know some things about this subject.
Right.
For example, here's this, and this. It shows you that I know things about the subject, but I just really wanted to have one question about why. And it's just like, they go, well, actually, dude.
actually,
just so
you little
know,
bitch, you dumb little bitch.
Yeah, you dumb ass. Here's how it is. And you're like, dude, I know.
Yeah.
I know so much more than you think I do. And it's so sad. So I guess it's me. To be honest, it's probably just I'm getting mansplained.
Yeah, it sounds like we're mansplaining.
Yeah, fuck mansplaining.
Yeah.
I just assume that everyone always knows more than me, so I'm just like, here you go.
Right.
Here-
And
here's
everyone
this.
assumes I know nothing, which hurts. You know, it hurts. I don't know what I have to put out in the world to like make it seem like I'm smarter than I am.
Dress better, I guess.
I guess I gotta dress better.
Cleaner. Shave a little bit more.
You shave, it grows back. You clean, it gets dirty. What? It's a cycle. I don't like. It's over and over again.
Fair
Can we
enough.
just do it once? Can
Fair
I clean
enough.
myself once and
One
be clean
time?
for like a week?
Yeah, if we can get Lasix. Where's the Lasix for
Where's
showering?
my LASIK shower and where's my LASIK Gillette?
Yeah.
You know, a sponsor on this. You know, you guys know the bit. We're sponsored by Gillette. Yeah, you've heard it enough. All right, so over it. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay. So, okay, I like this one, and it's kind of on theme. When you're watching a science doc or what have you,
Doc, what does that mean?
Umentary,
Just
Yeah.
for anyone who doesn't know what we're talking about.
documentary. That's kind of like a movie, but it's real.
Got it.
All right. And specifically like a nature doc or a science doc, and the scientist pronounces the name of, say, an animal weird, you know they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like, you know this guy is smart as fuck. For example, I was watching this orangutan doc.
Okay. Awesome.
Orangutans, first of all, crazy cool animals. They're
Awesome.
basically people. They're so smart and wise. Anyway, orangutans are so cool. And this scientist is telling a story, right? And he's like, I was crossing a stream and I saw an orangutan. And I was like, oh, fuck, this is the smartest orangutan expert in the world.
knows.
He's the leading expert on this fucking monkey ape animal.
the
See, I didn't
Jane
learn.
Goodall.
I clearly didn't learn much from that because I still don't remember anything about orangutans. But I remember him saying it like that, and he's the smartest person in the world in my eyes now. So, orangutans.
As long as they pronounce it confidently in any way, I'm like, you know what? I never thought of it that way.
It's like when you first heard Uranus. First of all, you're
Oh my
like,
gosh.
I know what you're doing. I know what you're avoiding. But that person sounds really smart.
It's crazy when I first heard Uranus, I was like, oh, that sounds like a word. For this whole time, I was like, that just seems like a dumb thing to say is Uranus.
Mm-hmm.
But it's Uranus. And I was like, oh.
Is it though, or did they change it to not sound like the funny term?
They must have, the guy who named Uranus, he was like, guys, we've named it. They've already published the study. They're at the National Science Conference where they just get their prizes. And he's like, and the last stop on this journey is Uranus. And then everyone laughs. And he's like,
You already said.
he's like, oh, something wrong? And they're like, come on.
Bro, are you pranking us? Like, you saying my butthole's
He's
the
like,
last
no, this
stop
planet.
on the...
Here's the planet that I named. The last stop, the very end of space as we know it, Uranus.
Except for, Pluto, but it's messed up.
No,
though,
I
right?
mean, yeah, that's really fucked up. By the way, Neil deGrasse Tyson was going to be on this week to talk about Pluto. Decided to do another podcast for some other strange reason.
He gets booked a lot.
He gets booked.
and
He's really easy to book.
yeah,
So he's a book whore.
he's a book whore. In both both senses.
Both writing books.
That was a good one.
And booking podcasts.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll move on.
Yeah. But orangutans, apparently that's how you say it.
Don't say it any
You'll
other
sound
way.
smart if you say it like that. So
Here's a fun one.
okay.
Here's one. Not a fun one. I guess one that I just think is really makes me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Koozies are actually the best.
Totally.
And I don't think people fully appreciate koozies because they hand them out for free.
Forget koozies exist every time I drink beer,
Yep.
and even if they're in proximity, I forget that they're
Currently.
there. Right? We're currently drinking beers without
Koozieless.
koozies, and our hands are just heating up the beer one swig at a time. And it's not until I see other people with koozies where I'm like, oh shit, can I get one of those? Like, and it's like, oh yeah, for sure, they're free and everywhere.
And everywhere.
And people are just throwing them away, and I always forget until I want one.
The thing is, though, not all koozies, I just found out, not all koozies are created equally. There are some koozies that are like...
Don't work.
No, like they're luxurious koozie, like Ritz-Carlton koozies.
Yeah.
Like a mouse pad, like thick.
Like a rich guy koozie.
Like a mattress topper, but for your beer. Oh,
like
it's
a polyester
amazing.
koozie.
Oh, they're so thick. They keep it cool. They snug.
They cushion your fingies.
Yeah, they're not like super loose. You know, they're not stretched. They're like they're tough to get on. They're like they're like those nice pillows that you get and you gotta really squeeze the pillowcase
like
around
a
it.
Tempur-Pedic pillow.
Yeah,
Or memory foam. Yeah.
Ooh. Those are game changers. Then you're like, well, now actually I don't want your free koozies that you're handing out. I want to figure out how I get these nice ass koozies, these
For sure.
mouse pads.
Yeah, you're like, I'm a chump here with my casual amateur koozie, and you're over there with your like
snug
self-driving koozie. Yeah, koozies underrated, little
Accessory.
object, little accessory, little utility that we often forget about.
Everyone should have it like at least 2 nice koozies and then like 4, 5, or 12 free ones laying around somewhere.
I had a koozie sitting on top of my toaster oven, and it melted. I melted a koozie. So careful, guys. They will melt when exposed to extreme heat. Now, exposed to extreme cold, you're chilling. No pun intended, but worth pointing out.
But worth pointing out, there was a pun there.
But you're chilling if you're carrying a cold glass with a koozie.
Fair enough.
Your hand doesn't even feel anything. It feels like a cloud.
Also, your beer is just colder longer. Or your drink. You shouldn't be drinking
Drink a
soda.
soda with a koozie? That's so weird. It's allowed,
You must love
but it's
koozies.
weird.
You must love koozies if you're drinking soda out of
Yeah.
a can.
Yeah. One of those like Diet Coke addicts. Why is that? Why
Why are there Diet Coke addicts?
Why anyone who drinks Diet Coke drinks 6 a day
Uh-huh.
or you don't, like there's no in between. You either
yeah.
don't drink Diet Coke, you drink Coke sometimes or whatever, or you are addicted to
Yep.
Diet Coke.
You drink it 6 times. You get the 72-ounce big gulp. Uh-huh.
I had a
Yeah.
teacher who opened a new can of Diet Coke every period, every day. And that teacher is dead now, probably. I don't know, but there's no way that's sustainable.
Your teacher's unconfirmed
That's
dead?
not a sustainable way to live at all.
No. That's why you should be drinking beer instead.
Yeah.
Proven to be much healthier
Non-addictive.
and non-addictive.
Yeah. So, win-win. All right. Let's move on.
Is it my turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Here's something. And this might be for men due to Adam's apples, but this could also be for women. I've just never posed this question to anybody. Is it tough for you to look straight up in the air? I'm telling you, like you couldn't look more straight up in the air and then swallow.
Swallowing, yeah, difficult. I think that's...
No, swallow as you're looking straight
Yeah,
up.
very difficult.
It's almost impossible.
I don't think it's an Adam's apple thing. I think that's just like your esophagus is so stretched.
I just wish we were a little bit...
We could pose this question to people without Adam's apples.
I guess my small potato... Yeah, if you don't have an Adam's apple...
Write in and tell us
if looking
can
up-
you look up and swallow?
Is it easy? Is it hard? Because for me, it's super difficult, and I just wish that as a human, I was a little bit more advanced.
Now,
I was born a couple years later, where we had evolved to be able to look up and swallow.
we could find a documentary, maybe on YouTube, about the Adam's apple,
Mm-hmm.
and we'd probably hear some smart guy call it an Autumn's apple, or something like
An Adam's
the scientific name for
Adam's
an Adam's
apple.
apple. An Adam's apple.
So here's the thing. Here's the reason
They were
why.
invented in 1865.
The reason why I do this is sometimes I feel like it'd be really cool if I look straight up in the air and I'm eating food or something like that, and I swallow it and it just drops straight into my stomach and it kind of like skips the path. It like just drops from all the way from my mouth into my tummy.
like Joey Chestnut, the hot dog guy.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of want that.
Right down your gullet.
I don't want it to go travel through my throat. I don't want it to touch the walls of my
Just
throat.
lips to asshole. Just
Mm-hmm.
right on through.
So if I look straight up, I feel like that would
Kind of like
do
a
it.
digestive speed run.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes, yeah. That's all. I just think that would be fun. I
Yeah.
would be more technologically advanced inside of my body.
For sure. As soon as bionic body parts become a regular thing,
That would be the first thing.
first
I'd do.
update that I would like.
Some people might get faster legs or actual legs if they don't have any.
No, those guys are idiots
Yep.
because we have cars.
But I want to swallow something and have it go straight to my butt.
real quick, right to my butt. Yeah. No, I feel that. I think that's a good move.
Saves time.
Yeah. Wow, we're just blowing through these, aren't we?
These are some short ones. Go
I'm
ahead, your
having
turn.
fun. All right. Here's a positive potato because we've been talking lately. We want more positive potatoes on this podcast because this has turned into angry ranting every week, and we didn't intend for that. We just happen to be cynical people, but we really wanted the small potatoes of this podcast to be both positive and negative.
So yeah, we're gonna. All right, tell me your positive small potato. Your small positato.
I like that. That's pretty good.
Your positato.
I like a positato. Write that down, Spencer. Oh, fuck. He's not here to write shit down for us.
Oh, who's gonna be the scribe between the two of us? I don't want to do it.
All right. So my positato is it's conceptual, so it's hard to peg like what this thing is.
Did you just say peg?
But it's the feeling that it's the phenomenon. I don't know, but it's when you are sitting down with some food. You're gonna play a movie. You got a drink in your hand, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe you got a little smoky. But it's
Like you smoked some meat.
you smoked
prepped some
some
food.
barbecue ribs,
Oh.
and you can't start any of it until it's already in front,
yeah.
in front of you. You know,
Oh yeah.
like you can't press play until you take you have to press play and then like immediately pick up your fork for the first bite.
Mm-hmm.
But also like just before that, you have to have taken your first smoked rib, inhaled your barbecue sauce. It
Yeah.
all has to happen somehow at the same exact time.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what to call that. I don't even know
This-
like if it's a feeling or just like a
Ritual?
mental compulsion or a ritual, but it's all got to be perfectly timed. You
Yep.
rip, swig, press play, eat. Right? I feel like
Here's-
that's the order. Maybe.
Here's why.
Mm-hmm.
Be-
It's
I
maximizing
think
pleasure,
This
right?
this ritual, I don't think is named, but it is truly the most pleasure one can receive.
Exactly.
Trust me, I've had lots of pleasures in my life, lots of unpleasures, but this one takes the cake because there's nothing better than
And cake is pretty pleasurable.
there's nothing better than being high on life. And once you're high on life, making a delicious dinner and having that dinner ready for you to indulge once you've chosen this movie and played this movie. It is just simultaneously pleasure after pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
It's visual.
And they
It's
all kind of need to
audio.
coincide,
Yes.
kind of meet in the middle all at the same time inside your body for a perfect vortex of hedonism.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just a wonderful part of life.
It is okay. I don't even know what we would name it. I feel like
It's a hedonist salad.
hedonist salad.
Yeah, right?
I'm not sure what hedonist means.
One who lives life for pleasure.
A hedonist salad.
A hedonist is one who seeks pleasure.
Sure. This is
It's a philosophy,
This
hedonism.
is the pleasure of all pleasures.
Not to mansplain hedonism, but it's
I'm
Actually,
not sure anything about actually it's called hedonism.
hedonism, exactly.
Here's the thing. That actually that brings me to this small potato that is literally like the same thing on the same par.
For sure.
So anyways, to get into it, drugs.
What?
When you decide to smoke
on this
weed,
show?
yeah, when you decide to smoke weed, you need to have decided what you are going to eat, and you need to have gotten that food
exactly.
before.
Exactly. Everything needs to be prepped before you can start any of it.
Because once, nothing is worse than sitting there already 5 hours later, or I guess 30 minutes later into being high on life. And
on those barbecue ribs?
Yeah, dude, barbecue ribs. Nothing's worse. I guess this is going to be hard to... Nothing's worse than being 30 minutes into barbecue ribs and realizing you didn't get food.
Yeah. Or now you're staring at the wall and you haven't queued up anything.
Sure, if you want to lose weight, fine. But now, yeah, try choosing a movie then. If choosing a movie with your family is difficult as fuck before...
Try doing it when you're stoned off of ribs.
Yeah, try doing it off of some baby's BBQ ribs. That'll be tough as shit.
Right.
And try getting your parents not to notice that you had some baby's smothered BBQ ribs.
Exactly.
So you need to make sure that all of this has been prepped.
Everything needs to be prepped.
And it's almost kind of fun to do it though, because you're like, what am I feeling? What is my id feeling
all right,
in
fellas,
30 minutes
what's
from now?
the vibe?
Yeah.
You got to ask yourself. Because you don't want to, like you're saying, you don't want to be high on ribs and find yourself staring at the wall doing nothing, realizing, oh fuck, I should have started playing something. I should have food in my mouth.
Yeah.
Like you need the activity before you get too high to not be able to figure out an activity. You need to sober self needs to find the activity before high self can't do it no more.
Exactly. Agreed.
Good.
Anyone else disagree? No?
God, what a beautiful sound. That silence.
Yeah, plus some of the posts that we've added.
That
for room noise, just for fun.
Yeah, all the cars in the background. That's all. That's all just kind of sound mixing so that it can feel more like city vibe. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear that? I did that later. I did that actually not now. Afterwards.
Days later.
Yeah. So let's keep it moving. I can't put my AirPod away using one hand, and I hate it. Have you ever tried that? Have you tried?
Yeah.
Your left hand's busy, and you go, oh, easy peasy. I'll just open the AirPod with my thumb, the AirPod case with my thumb, and then I'll place the AirPod into the slot and close it. You think, what a simple task, and it's impossible.
Well, first of all,
the lid keeps closing. You can't get it in there.
You put the wrong AirPod in the wrong hole.
Right. You did all that work for nothing.
It's literally you put them both in. You're like, I don't need to fully press it in. You put them both in, and then you're like, I'll twist, push down, it'll be great.
Right.
You put them in the wrong ones.
But the thing never stays open and long enough for you to get the thing in there.
For some reason, I always need to do this, and I don't know why, but I always need to do this and I want it to be quieter. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, the snap of the AirPod is always so loud, and I'm like, please be quieter.
Yeah. And
I think I'm always in a library.
I'm sure a lot of you now listening on your AirPods tried it. Well, first of all, you pulled one out to try it, and then the podcast paused, and you're like, fuck, and you played it again.
Yeah.
And then you're doing this as we're talking again, and you tried it, and you're like, oh fuck, that is difficult. Like, why is it so hard to do such a simple thing of getting the AirPod in the case without it closing and just allowing me to? It's such a simple thing.
Yeah.
And we've complained about AirPods like 3 times on this podcast, but do better, Apple.
Yeah.
Again.
Honestly, if you have trouble with the AirPods cases, Galaxy Air Tips no case. Fully wireless and at your disposal, but have fun when you lose them.
Galaxy Air Tips. Caseless, problemless, no problem. Use promo code POTATOES.
For any type of glass bottle, normally when beer is served. Otherwise, what are you drinking?
Mexican soda.
Oh, Juaritos.
Exactly.
Juaritos are so
Forgot about
good.
that Mandarin Jaritos.
Yeah, Mandarin, of course. If you're drinking any other one, what are you doing?
Right? I like the lemon. Shut up. Go
Lemon
home.
what? So, with bottles, let's agree now. Let's do this here. I'm glad that we invited all of the CEOs of all of the companies that bottle things to listen to this episode. So I'm glad you guys are all here. Welcome. Let's decide. Let's have all bottles be twist off or all bottles be pop off.
We have the technology to do either or at this point.
Yes.
Let's pick one.
Whatever one's better for the environment, sure. I'm sure, yeah, obviously.
I don't think it makes a difference.
Whatever one's going to be better, let's do that one. I don't care which one you decide.
Yeah.
But, like, I just found out last night that Blue Moons are twist off.
Yeah, how long have you been drinking Blue Moons
Oh, my
with
God.
a bottle opener?
It's been probably, like, 16, 17, 18 years. 18 years of drinking
Blue Moons since you were
with a bottle
4,
opener. I mean,
5?
I don't know the math.
Right.
I didn't go to college for math.
No, and we fired that guy.
And we fired the math guy.
Yeah.
So, to any listener, if you want to end up crunching those numbers, it's been probably about, I would say, anywhere between 17 and 19 years of drinking Blue Moons.
Right.
And having to find a bottle opener.
Mm-hmm.
And trust me, I'm like, oh, I'm fucked if I don't have a bottle opener.
You're
so I have
fucked.
to go to the store.
Fuck the store.
I make an outing to the store at 9 p.m.
Right.
so that I can get high on ribs.
Right.
And eat some delicious, wonderful ribs. By the way, the ribs that we're talking about they're vegan. So if any of you are upset with
Like,
us,
I can't
for
relate
eating
to
meat,
this content.
they're vegan
They're
ribs.
vegan ribs,
They're
bone in.
They're bone in vegan ribs.
Right.
I have to get to the store and I have so many bottle openers because I always lose them in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get back home and then I'm like, cool, now I can enjoy this Blue Moon.
Right.
Well, fast forward 19 years,
Mm-hmm.
and I found out yesterday that you can twist them.
Yeah.
But guess
Yeah.
what? The beer I'm drinking currently is pop off.
Well,
What the fuck?
a simple solution to this problem is just become one of those cool people who does it with their teeth. Opens the bottle with their teeth, you know? Those
Yep.
people terrify the fuck out of me.
The people that can do it with their teeth, the people that their parents paid for their wonderful Invisaligns and their permanent retainer
You're just like, fuck it.
that get to just,
I don't give a shit.
I do.
Just
I am jealous of those
Gnaw
people.
that shit off right off the glass.
Or in the eye, in like your eye socket somehow. Like
I've
popping
only seen
shit
that
out.
on TV. Sounds terrifying in person.
Or the foot thing.
The
You know
foot
how
thing?
people they kick with the back of their heel
Well,
the beer and then it
absolutely.
like pops off.
And to pivot this into a positato, right? Positive. What did you say?
Positato.
Positato. It's that I love clothing items with bottle openers.
Yeah, because
Like flip flops
because
with
so
bottle
many-
openers.
yeah.
The belts. Have you seen the belts with bottle openers in
name
those?
any other articles of clothing that have bottle openers.
Belts, sandals. All right, you got me.
Someone's an alcoholic.
I named 2, and I feel like that's not too much.
Do
not
you
too little.
have these sandals or
I
belts?
used to own a belt that was that, and I wasn't even old enough to drink. It was over 19 years ago, so I wasn't
You
allowed
weren't
to
drinking
drink.
then?
No,
That's what you weren't?
no, I was parched for years.
Oh, weren't you religious back then? Is that why? Or is there
Well,
other
I was
reasons?
religious, but my religion didn't. It wasn't anti-alcohol. I
Oh.
just personally was like liquid
Oh, it was
gross.
a personal choice.
It was just
Okay.
like gross. I don't like
Got it.
the feeling, the viscosity of drinking liquids. So I just didn't. I just chose not
Oh,
to,
yeah.
and just got the water from my food, like a wild animal.
Yeah.
And I was
Because wild animals don't drink water.
well. I can't argue one way or the other. I don't know enough about. I know a little bit about orangutans, but I don't really know anything about animals enough to like know how often they're drinking water.
Got it. Okay.
I'm sure there's streams nearby, but desert creatures, them shits just like sit in the sand and somehow they're fine.
What?
Hey, desert animals? How?
How do you do it?
How you doing that?
Also, sucks that you got the worst hand.
Yeah.
You got out of all of the wild animals, you desert creatures got the shittiest hand.
Even when I go like to Palm Springs, I'm like, what are you people doing here? Why are you here? You know there's other places,
you
right?
permanent residents.
There's,
what are you doing
There's
here?
other places to live that isn't Death Valley.
Mm-hmm.
What's your? I'm sure.
Yeah,
the
but Death
answer,
Valley's cool. They got that thermometer.
big thermometer.
Yeah, the thermometer, it tells you the temperature.
That's fun.
And it's like always off between
That's
2
fun
degrees.
for them. And in fairness, they do have a lot of meth out there, and I heard meth is pretty fun.
And they have that First Del Taco. That's great.
The First Del Taco out there?
Yeah.
Ah, okay, Death Valley, I see you.
Yeah, you can go out there and be like, this is the First Del Taco.
Sounds like a good time. Okay,
So, yeah.
all right, I take it back.
Take it back.
People, you can live in the desert. Animals, still confused. I'd love to see a documentary on that, and I'd love to hear all the ways that scientists say the names of animals funny, because that shit is
They
entertaining.
probably say thermometer. They probably go, and look over there off in the distance,
Is it
the
Liz-
thermometer.
Exactly.
The thermometer saying 76 degrees.
So British to call it meter, like not thermometer, like meter,
Yeah.
but meter. A lizard. A turkey vulture.
Of the Vulture family.
Right.
The genome Vulture.
All right, let's move on. You know what are really fucking cool? Backflips, right? Backflips are pretty cool.
Okay, yeah.
Now, you know what makes a backflip really uncool?
Okay.
When you see the cheerleader dismount. Does that make sense? When it's like, oh, and maybe this is like internalized sexism, but I don't think it is, because if anyone does it, I'm immediately like, that backflip wasn't cool. Someone's like, oh, I can do a backflip, and then they do it, and then like they dismount with like a hand clasp or like a straightened arm, and you're like, oh, you're
The professional
that's just like,
gymnast.
it's just not as cool when it's like all like rigid like that. Like I want a cool and casual backflip. I don't want like you to like, well, I was trained this way to like clasp my hands at the end or straighten my arms at my side.
Yeah.
It just becomes way less cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like a nerdy backflip, which I didn't even
Yeah.
think was possible.
I mean, like, I think anybody who's actually like classically trained
right.
as a backflipper,
Mm-hmm.
if they can put that on their resume, it probably means they've been classically trained.
Mm-hmm.
Those people always will do it that way. Because I mean, I've
I
been
know.
to a gymnasium.
Absolutely.
I've seen it. I've been a part of it. And I refused to do it, and that's probably why I was banned for life.
Did you learn anything of value?
Yeah, that there's specific ways to do a backflip, and there are specific ways not to. And apparently, all the ways to do it involve the uncool dismount.
Right.
And the way I figured out a loophole around this entire thing
Oh.
is to either be a backflipper or backflippee, the one watching the backflip, obviously.
A victim of the backflip.
Yes, the victim of the backflip.
the receiver of the
Mhm.
backflip. Yeah.
Is to do the backflip into something.
Yeah.
Because then you'll never see the dismount.
right.
The dismount is in the water.
What's
Guess
cooler
what?
than a water backflip?
We didn't see you.
What's cooler than a sand backflip where they kind of stumble at the end? I kind of want to see that. It's more like real. It's like we're real people in the real world, and our backflips are cool and casual.
Yep.
But when I can tell that you've been backflipping your whole childhood,
Yep.
and it stunted your growth, less fun for me as the backflippee.
Maybe they're just really into Diet Coke. You ever thought about that? That those people happen to be the Diet Coke.
I'm not seeing the connection
You the stunting your growth?
with that fake sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gymnasts are just really into Diet Coke.
I'm willing on this podcast to make that statement that all backflippers are addicted to Diet Coke.
Or some
and if
sort
you're a
of soda.
backflipper and you're not addicted, or if you're addicted to Diet Coke and you're not a backflipper, then DM us and let's start some beef.
Yeah, tell us what you're into if you don't.
Honestly,
what do you drink?
I'm a little bit bored, and I'm willing to make this very specific threat and
Yeah.
generalization about backflipping Diet Coke addicts.
Oh, by the way, if anyone wants to beef us, we'll do it.
We'll beef the fuck out of you.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
We can start a Twitter just for beef.
We have like one less person to be mad at nowadays, so we're a little bit bored. We're
Yeah.
kind of bored.
Yep, that's true. By the way, backflip of all backflips,
Hmm.
the gainer. I want to see you going forward doing a backflip. That
Yeah.
is so cool.
Oh,
I want
yeah.
you to run and then do a backflip going forward.
And I don't want to talk shit on gymnasts because it's not the gymnast themselves. It's just that little half a second
Yeah.
of dismount where I go, you know, where it's like, it's so planned, it's so executed. I want someone to be like, hey, you guys want to see me do a backflip? I can do a backflip. Oh, totally. Let's see it, Todd. Totally. And then they do it, and and he's like, oh, whoa, got sand in my hair. That's a fun backflip.
And they're being literally like a 30 to 50, maybe like a 10% chance that they're going to land it.
I want to. I
love
want to
being
see.
like,
I want to
is
be
this person
unsure.
gonna end
I
it?
want to be
Yeah.
unsure. Yeah. But when I see someone like throw their arms with closed fists at their side
Yep.
before they start,
Yep.
and they do a whole like,
The tuck.
I'm like,
yeah.
ugh, they're gonna make it, and there's no
Yeah.
stakes here, you know?
These are all happening in post, by the way. We
Yeah,
planned
all these
this.
car sounds that you're hearing. That's
I told you we planned it, but if you think we didn't plan it, fuck you.
that's the mixing.
I'm such a good mixer that can just happen in the background so subtly.
Anthony's basically a DJ with cityscapes.
It's true.
All right.
I've got. a
Go
couple.
ahead.
So this one's actually this is an audience submission.
Ooh.
Wanted to include some more audience submissions.
Yeah, we need to do more of those for sure. Let's hear it.
Okay. Here's a great one. So this person said, when the cashier says the tip button is completely optional, but stares at you or says it's up to you, like it's completely non-optional. This is a small potato.
Yeah.
Because there are some places where you're like, okay, you deserve a tip. Like when you have a server, at a restaurant, and they're going back and forth. They got you beer. They added a koozie on top of it. They're being extra. That's tip. You get that. You've
For
been
sure.
serving.
Yeah.
But when I go to a coffee place and I order drip, okay, it means they grab a cup, they push pour. That's it. They don't do a single other thing. I should not have to tip you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Because there are so many jobs that,
I'm not gonna disagree with that.
yeah, so, and it's the worst because they go, would you like to tip? It's totally optional. And you're like, well, fuck.
Well, I've
My coffee was already $1.
I've been a cashier more than once, more
Okay,
than like
what's your-
three
what's your-
times even.
What's your 2 cents on it? Literally.
Now, fuck the cashier who like verbally talks about tipping. 'Cause it's just gauche. It's a little gauche.
Okay.
Don't mention the tip. Just don't mention it. They'll do it if they want. They won't if they don't. Now, that being said, from the perspective of the cashier, I am watching and I'm judging hard,
Yeah.
going, and it's not even, it's irrational. It's not even like it's real. It's just in my head going, fuck you.
Yeah, but
Fuck you, lady. You didn't tip me.
But here's the thing.
Or, okay, cool. They tipped.
Here's the thing, though. I know that you're doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're doing that.
Yeah.
And I'm worried now that you're holding my coffee hostage because you're either going to fucking spit in it, you're going to give me less coffee, you're going to fill it not up to the rim, or you're going to be even more of a dick and you're going to fill it all the way to the top so that it will spill. And it will spill hot coffee all over my fucking car or on my white shirt that I knew I shouldn't have worn that day. And it's because the tipping exists.
I wish I could tell you that wasn't true.
It is.
But it's kind of true. It's kind of true. And that's just the way of the world, baby. That's just the way of the world.
Exact, but my coffee already costs
Mm-hmm.
just as much as the lowest form of the tip is. It's always like the lowest option's like $1, and you're like, dude, that's more than half of the price that I'm spending right now.
Right. Yeah, no, it's unfair, but nothing in capitalism is fair. So this is what we get. It's what you get.
But then some jobs are like, we're not allowed to take tips. We're not allowed to accept tips.
Yeah.
As the lowest end worker, I have to tell you,
and
who's
that's
offering me a $20
and that's
tip.
when you have to like, and if you want to tip those people, you have to hand them a dollar bill because legally they're allowed to take it, but they like can't report it or like put it in a tip jar. Because I worked at a place where we didn't accept tips, and I had people hand me money, and I went, well, all right, I'm gonna put this in my pocket.
I've had jobs where you're like, you cannot accept that money. You can't even look at like that money. If that money drops on the floor, everyone's fucked because now we're over for the day.
God bless America.
I've had those shitty jobs.
Yeah.
Anyways, the small
Absolutely.
potato. This is a great audience submission because it happens on the daily,
Mm-hmm.
where I have to make the active decision. I'm not
if
going
it-
to add it to my taxes.
If it makes you feel any better, after that moment of fuck you didn't tip, I've already forgotten. I'm on to the next customer. I've forgotten about you. We're moving forward. It's more than like actually like craving tip money. It's just a way to entertain ourselves
Yeah,
and kind of just like look forward to the end of the day. Like, am I going to get a lot of
Sure.
tips tonight? Oh, I noticed a lot of people tipped tonight, but you're not remembering who tipped and who didn't and
Sure.
whose food am I
I
going to
don't-
fuck
I don't
up.
think you're gonna
Not
come
that
to
we
my-
do that every time.
I don't think you're going to come to my house after. I just know that so long as you still haven't made my order, I am worried that my order
Yeah.
is going to be less yummy because I have put it in your hands
God.
and have told you that I don't care about you. Even though you're still getting paid to do this job, to press pour.
in Super Troopers, when he's like, can I get a cheeseburger number 2? It's for a cop. He's like, you gonna spit in that? He's like, no. Great movie. Anyway, yeah, I hear you, and I have no solution for you because that's just the way the world is.
If anybody has a solution on what to do, what do you do, or any ideas about the situation?
Just stare back at them as they're watching you.
What do you do in this tipping process, and when it's like, not as a server, when you really think that this person didn't deserve it? You are the one who grabbed the item. You grabbed a protein bar. You put it on. You slapped it on the table. They scanned it. They didn't even scan it. They just said, it's going to be this much money. Do you want a tip? What do? Please let us know. DM us, because that's
Again, they should
fucked.
never ask you verbally, do you want to tip? That's just
happens
rude.
so often.
It's rude.
And then when you say no, they go, that's fine. And I'm like, I didn't say sorry.
I'm
Like, it's
not
okay.
apologizing.
Not apologizing.
You don't deserve one. Right to their face.
Yeah, not today. Not today. Maybe if you caught me tomorrow, I would.
Not
That's what I
today.
might say. Not
Yeah.
today.
Totally. All right. I've got a small potato.
Wait, what?
Small potato? Like the show?
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. So many podcasts, just like, I'm just forgetting.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah. We're busy entertainers.
Yeah. Okay, got it. Small potatoes. Got it.
All right. Small potato number multiple. People who insist on having a bad birthday. You're still making it about yourself. You're still making it all about you. When you're like, I always have a bad birthday. This birthday is destined to be shitty for me.
But birthdays suck
Okay,
ass.
I know who I'm talking to. I know the audience that I'm talking to. You, Anthony, who have never actually been able to celebrate your own birthday on your birthday. Anthony's had such bad luck in life. And if the other guy were here, he could tell even more stories. But literally, I don't think I've ever celebrated Anthony's birthday with him on his birthday. I've been with him on his birthday celebrating other people's birthdays.
Yep.
So many parties on your birthday for other people, even if their birthday wasn't on your birthday.
Doesn't matter what day of the week my birthday falls on.
But credit to you,
happens.
you don't like get all depressed and sad about it. I know people who literally are like, no, I don't want to make any birthday plans because I'm just going to sit at home and be sad because birthdays always suck for me. When, no shit,
yeah.
they suck for you because you insist on being depressed on your birthday. It literally is a stupid fucking holiday. It's a empty excuse to celebrate yourself. So just celebrate yourself. It's fun and it's cute and it hurts no one. So
Yeah.
have fun on your birthday. Don't be like, oh, well, it's so hyped up and so romanticized. Ignore that shit and just have fun.
Okay, so here's the thing. Ready?
Mhm.
So birthdays themselves, they're so dumb. I think our it might have been our second episode. We kind of briefly talked about birthdays, but it is one of the, I've been totally okay to handle it because I think it's just a day where you hang out with your friends.
Exactly.
But I'm so used to it though. I never grew up. I never had a birthday party. Not even when I was a kid. Not when I was a child. Like it was always a very secluded type of thing. So I'm totally okay with it. But there are definitely people who are like, no,
Right.
no.
It's like you have a shitty birthday because when your friends are like, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? And you go, nothing. It's going to suck.
Here's the thing.
It's like, oh, well, you just made it suck. You destined it to suck.
And the thing is, on your birthday, there is some pressure because people are like, oh, it's time to eat food. What does the birthday boy want?
Mm-hmm.
Birthday boy, tell me what you want. And guess who wants everything always? Me.
The birthday boy?
So if you do ask me ever on my birthday, if the birthday was ever about me, I would be awesome because I'm like, oh, today is wings. Today is Panda Express. Today is fucking
And that's the
cheesecake.
thing. Someone's like, oh, don't make it about me. Just get whatever you guys want. No. You've earned today. You pick what do you want to eat, and
Yep.
we're gonna follow through with it.
Yep.
And people are just like, no, don't make it about me. It's just my little old birthday.
What a dick though the person is if you do that, say, hey, what do you want? It's your birthday. Go ahead, choose what you want. And that person goes, I've been craving Taco Bell. And then someone goes, oh, I hate Taco Bell.
Too bad, bitch. We're having Taco Bell.
The person that's feels strong enough and important enough to on the other person's birthday to be like, I don't like the place you say.
Yeah.
It's like, no, just go to that place.
Those are some
It's that
balls.
person.
There's some balls in that person.
You must really
But
hate
just,
that place.
my point is, don't be fake humble. Don't force yourself to be sad. Just enjoy your fucking birthday
Yep.
because birthdays are small potatoes because they're not real. They're just a celebration of a day that happened a long time ago.
Yep.
And we've covered this before. Calendars aren't even real. They're made up. So just have fun with it. There's no downside to birthdays
That is so
unless you
weird.
make the downside. Unless you build it up in your head and then you get disappointed as a child and then in your adulthood you're like, oh, my birthdays always suck. It's like, no, you did that to yourself in your head.
So if it's your birthday anytime soon, if you have a craving, fucking go for it
Just
and do that
make
shit.
that day about yourself because it's allowed. We, as a society, have decided your birthday is all about you. Fucking go with it.
Be selfish on that day.
Mm-hmm.
Only that day. If you're selfish any of the other 364 days of the year, you suck.
You suck.
Don't ever be selfish unless it's your birthday.
Unless it's your birthday, it's your excuse. Just use the excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember being young and those people
Nope.
being...
I'm here with my friend. Random things that come up.